Hello, Crafties. It's Lonnie with Crafty Traveler. I'm in the sewing room today, and I'm going to show you how to make these double eyeglass cases that you can put little rings or little carabiners on. And they fit 2 pairs of glasses, sunglasses and reading glasses. Come on along and I'll show you how to make this. It's very easy and you only need a piece of paper for a pattern.
Stitching stories in each town, colors weaving round and round, with a needle and a thread, so much life in what you said. Crafty traveler on the road, sewing dreams with every load. From city lights to fields of green, in each piece a memory seen. Paint and fabric in your bag, every town alive to tag. With your hands you mend and mold, crafting tales yet to be told. Patchwork quilt of places gone, in each scene the world you've drawn. Button days and ribbon nights tie the journey, make it bright. Every stitch a chance to roam, every brushstroke feels like home. Wanderlust in every thread, crafty traveler, forge ahead.
These are the materials and tools you're going to need to make this project. I have iron-on interfacing that has a bit of a fluff to it. And then there's fabric that you could use coordinating fabric. They're both going to be seen pretty equally, so they could be coordinating, they could be contrasting, whatever you want. They could have scissors, pins, something to write with, your label, and some kind of little clip or D-ring to put on the loop that we're going to make. And also you'll need an iron. The most important thing will be a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. Okay, the first thing we're going to need to do is make the pattern. I have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, a pen, and a ruler, and my cutting board has a ruler on it also. Now, the concept of this is that you fold it over into thirds. Okay? That's the concept. And you could just fold the paper over and cut it diagonal and call it good. But I'm a little bit more picky about it. I measured it out, and it is 3 3 5/8 inch sections when you divide 11 by 3. It's kind of about that. So on my cutting board here, I have 1, 2, 3, and 5/8. 5/8 is the mark after the half. I've made an extra little line here so I can see it. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to take my ruler and place it on that 5/8 inch line and draw a line like that. And then I'm going to turn the paper over, line it up again with that 5/8 inch, that 3 5/8 inch line right there, and draw another line. There are three 3-inch by 5/8 inch sections. And then I marked down 2.5 inches and drew a line from this 2.5 inch mark up to this line in kind of a curve. Okay? Now I'm going to cut this paper along that curved section. Oh, you're all going to scream, you're cutting paper with your good scissors. Well, my husband has a sharpening stone. And then I'm going to fold the paper back. You could just draw a line if you wanted to, but you're going to fold the paper matching up the corner and the sides, and then cut that bottom paper to the curve. Alright, there's your pattern. Now, I got this idea on YouTube from another lady, but she didn't show how she got the pattern. She just kind of folded it up. But I did it with measurements. And I'll be doing a couple of other different things with my eyeglass pouch than what she did. Alright, now we need to cut out fabric. Well, I've already cut out my fabric pieces. So I've cut out the 2 fabric pieces that I'm going to use. And I also cut out the fusible fleece that I'm using as interfacing. I already ironed that to that piece. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place right sides together. Now, I know this is a right side, but with this batik, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to line it up with the corners. There are a couple of corners, and that's a reference point. So you line it up with the corners. And these corners down here and the last corner. Okay, and then also clip around the curve. Very good. Now I'm going to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew all the way around except for about 2 inches at the bottom. All the way around except for 2 inches at the bottom, because that will be the place where we turn it right side out. Okay, let's go to the sewing machine. Now I'm just going to place the label there with a little pin that I will have to remove quickly as I go around. Some people use like a sticky glue or some type of adhesive on the back to hold theirs. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to sew it on with a zigzag stitch. And I'm going to use about 2.0 and a little narrower, so it's a little tighter zigzag stitch. The next step is to make the little tab that the clips are going to be on. So this is about a 2 by 3 inch piece of fabric, and I'm going to prepare it just like I do with any binding. You fold it in half, finger press it or press it with your iron, and then fold down again, open it up, fold one edge down to the fold, and the other edge down to the fold, and then fold it all in half again. Okay? And now I'm going to stitch on both sides of this. Now, if you were going to use a D-ring or an O-ring, you would need to thread it onto this and then fold this in half and then stitch it a little bit. Okay? But I'm going to be using this cute little heart carabiner, so that can be placed on there after I've already put this on the pouch. So just to hold it together, I am going to do a little stitching close to the bottom. Okay, so that's going to be my little loop to put my little heart carabiner on. I got these little heart carabiners on Amazon. That's what's going to happen with that. I'm going to take that off for a moment, and I've got to go back to the piece and fold it correctly. So it's got to fold one way to see the label and then back the other way. Now this is kind of critical. There is a little corner here, and you've got your bottom corners, and you need to line up your edges together because there's going to be no binding or anything to show, and it doesn't matter if you made a mistake. It's your pouch. Nobody's going to notice it, so don't hesitate to make one. And then I'm just clipping the sides of this, and then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Line it up with that other fold that's on the other side and clip that. Okay. Put a clip here. Get rid of those threads. And the bottom, the same thing. You've got 3 layers of pretty thick fabric there. You want to keep that all together. Now, before we sew this, we've got to take our little tab and put it right in here where the bend of the pouch is, or there's a corner right there. You're going to put the little ring, holder there and clip it, and then you're going to sew that back and forth a couple times, because that's going to have a lot of pressure on it if you have a D-ring or an O-ring or even a carabiner on it. And now I'm going to sew down the side, making sure the edges line up, and across the bottom. And you only want to go about to there. You don't want to go all the way up. Or you can check that by looking at the other side. And you want to go sew right up to the edge of the curve there. And maybe even backstitch. Alright. I'll be back. There is a double eyeglass case without any zippers or binding. with a little loop. Now, if you were going to use a D-ring or an O-ring, you would have to put that on before you sew. I'm going to be using this cute heart carabiner, and it will fit in there just perfectly. And I can hook my keys on here or something else. And then the glasses, there's my sunglasses, can go in there. And my reading glasses can go in there. They fit snug, so they're not going to fall out. Alright, there it is. If you make one, post a picture on my Crafty Traveler Facebook site, okay? Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video on making these double eyeglass cases. The first one I made, this is my first one, and I had no tab on it. And my husband said, you need to put some kind of ring or something like that so people can hook it to their purse or their keys. I went, all right, great idea. So this was the second one I did. And I put a little tab on it with a little D-ring. You can use an O-ring if you want. You could even put a hook on it, a swivel hook on it, if you wanted to. So this is the one I'm going to be using. And it's got a little heart carabiner. You can buy those on Amazon. So these are double-sided eyeglass cases. I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it and you learned from it, and if you want to make it. If you make one, go to my Crafty Traveler Facebook site and join and post some pictures there so I can see them. I want to stay crafty, smart, creative, and safe, and join my channel. I want to thank my members, Rita, Sherry, Desert Adventures in Arizona, and Sally Forth, for joining and supporting my channel. That way, I can do more crafts, and I can do more trips. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all my viewers and subscribers. Take care and stay crafty.
Stitching stories in each town, colors weaving round and round, with a needle and a thread. So much life in what you said.